Hey coin lovers and treasure hunters. Welcome back to Global Coin News. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is going to sound unbelievable, and honestly, it should make any coin collector stop and pay attention immediately. People are out here treating Roosevelt dimes like they're nothing, throwing them in jars, spending them for 10 cents, ignoring them completely, while the real market is quietly paying serious money for the rare ones. In this video we're going to explore the top 5 most valuable Roosevelt 1 dime ever, including different mint marks and exceptional conditions that make them rare, sought after, and highly valuable in today's market. From mint errors to condition rarities, this is a guide every collector or casual enthusiast should watch all the way through. Before we jump in, if you enjoy content about rare coins, historic pieces, and investment-grade collectibles, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. So let's get started. First up, we are diving deep into the mystery, reality, and market truth behind the 1994 United States Roosevelt dime, especially those coins that appear black, ugly, or heavily circulated, and whether they truly hold any rare or high dollar value in today's auction world. The history of this coin begins with the Roosevelt dime series itself, first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death. The design has remained largely unchanged for decades, making it one of the most recognizable coins in American history. By 1994, the United States Mint was producing these dimes in massive quantities for everyday commerce. The Philadelphia Mint, marked with a small p, struck over 1.18 billion dimes that year, meaning this coin was never intended to be rare but rather to serve daily transactions across the country. Looking closely at the front, or obverse, of the 1994 dime, you will see the familiar portrait of Roosevelt facing left. The word, Liberty, is inscribed along the left side, while the phrase, "In God We Trust," appears just below the chin area. The year, 1994, is clearly stamped to the right of the portrait. Just above the date, you'll find the small P mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, the design features a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength. Around the edges are the inscriptions, United States of America, 1 dime, with the motto, E pluribus unum, placed near the center. When we talk about the features of this coin, many collectors focus on details such as the sharpness of the design, the clarity of the torch bands, and the overall strike quality. One of the most important features in the collector world is known as full bands, which refers to the horizontal bands on the torch being fully separated and clearly visible. Coins with this feature are much harder to find and significantly more valuable than regular examples. However, coins that appear black, rusty, or heavily worn usually lack these sharp details, which directly impacts their desirability. In terms of coin details, the 1994 P Roosevelt dime has a diameter of about 17.9 millimeters and weighs approximately 2.27 grams. It has a reeded edge, which means it has small ridges around the sides. The designer of this coin was John R. Sinek, whose initials can also be found on the coin. Despite its small size, every detail was carefully crafted to maintain consistency across billions of coins produced that year. The material of this coin is not silver, which is a common misconception among beginners. Instead, it is made of a clad composition consisting of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel layered over a pure copper core. This means the coin does not carry intrinsic precious metal value like older pre-1965 dimes, which were made of silver. The 1994 P dime is not rare in general because of its extremely high mintage. With over 1 billion coins produced, it is considered a common coin. However, rarity can exist in specific conditions. For example, coins that are in near-perfect mint condition or those with special features like full bands can become conditionally rare and attract higher prices in auctions. Condition plays a crucial role in determining value, and this is where many people misunderstand their coins. A black, rusty, or ugly-looking 1994 dime is considered heavily circulated or damaged. Such coins have lost their original luster, may have corrosion or environmental damage, and are generally not attractive to collectors. In most cases, coins in this condition are only worth their face value of 10 cents, regardless of age. However, collector demand tells a slightly different story. While average circulated coins are very common, there is always demand for high-quality examples. Collectors are especially interested in coins that are uncirculated, meaning they have never been used in daily transactions, or those that have been professionally graded at high levels. A normal circulated coin may be ignored, but a perfect or near-perfect version of the same coin can become highly desirable in the numismatic market. Talking about current market value in dollars today, most 1994 P. Roosevelt dimes in worn or circulated condition are worth only 10 cents to 25 cents. Slightly better preserved coins may sell for around $10,000 to $29,000 in uncirculated condition. However, in rare cases, high-grade coins with full bands have sold for hundreds or even over $100,000 at auction. This shows that value is not just about the coin itself, but about its condition and quality. There are some important tips to keep in mind. Always check the condition of your coin carefully under good lighting. Look for sharp details, especially on the torch bands. Avoid cleaning coins, as this can reduce their value significantly. If you believe your coin might be in excellent condition, consider getting it graded by a professional service. Also, focus on learning about errors and rare varieties, as these can sometimes turn an ordinary coin into something valuable. The 1994 Roosevelt 1 dime coin with a P mint mark may look ordinary, especially when it appears black, rusty, or worn out, but its true value depends entirely on its condition and specific features. While most of these coins remain common and worth only face value, a small number of high-quality examples can achieve impressive prices in the collector market. So before you throw away that old dime, take a closer look, because sometimes, even the smallest coin can carry a story worth discovering. Next up, listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you might completely change the way you look at pocket change forever. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks ugly, dirty, brown, and almost rusted, and then finding out that collectors are secretly paying serious money for it. Today we are talking about the United States Roosevelt 1 dime, specifically the 1987 D mint mark coin in worn brown and damaged condition. Many people ignore it, but in today's collector market, even these rough-looking coins are gaining attention for their rarity, condition variety, and unexpected demand. This is not just a regular dime. This is a piece of American monetary history that still circulates today, and some versions are becoming surprisingly valuable depending on condition, strike quality, and collector interest. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death. It replaced the Mercury dime and has remained in production for decades. By 1987, the U.S. Mint was producing these coins in massive quantities, including the Denver Mint version marked with a small d on the front near the date. Even though billions were made, certain surviving examples in unusual conditions are now catching the attention of collectors worldwide. On the front side of the coin, you can clearly see the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. Around him are the words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," along with the year 1987 and the small D mint mark showing it was struck in Denver. The back side of the coin displays a torch in the center representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch symbolizing peace and strength. The words, "United States of America," and 1 dime, with the motto, "E pluribus unum," placed near the center are engraved around the design. This coin may look simple, but its design is full of symbolism and American history. The 1987 D. Roosevelt dime is made from a copper core with a copper-nickel outer layer. This means it contains no silver content like older dimes before 1965. Instead, it is a clad coin designed for durability and mass circulation. That is why millions of them still exist today in circulation. Now let's talk about what makes this coin interesting for collectors. This coin is extremely common. Most circulated examples are worth only 10 cents. However, when we look at coins in unusual condition, such as deep brown toning, heavy wear, rust-like discoloration, or mint errors, the story changes slightly. These coins become eye appeal pieces for niche collectors who enjoy unique and damaged-looking currency. The idea of rarity here is not about how many were made, but about how many survive in unusual collectible conditions. A heavily worn or dark brown 1987 D dime is not technically rare in production, but it can become interesting if the surface toning is natural and not artificially damaged. Collector demand for Roosevelt dimes is steady, especially for era coins, full strike examples, or high-grade uncirculated pieces. While most people ignore modern dimes, collectors often search for oddities like die cracks, off-center strikes, or unusual color changes. Now let's talk about market value in today's dollar terms. According to current coin market data, a normal circulated 1987 D dime remains at face value. Even in slightly better condition, it usually stays under $1. However, uncirculated examples can reach $60,000, and sharply struck high-grade versions can reach higher collector prices depending on grading. Some exceptional mint state examples with strong strike quality have sold for $68,000 or more in specialist auctions. The realistic market for this coin remains modest unless it has a major mint error or certified high grade. Brown or rusty-looking coins without official mint errors are usually considered environmental damage rather than valuable variety. The biggest tip is simple but very important. Always examine coins carefully under good light before assuming value. Look for mint marks, sharp details on Roosevelt's face, and clean torch lines on the reverse. Avoid cleaning coins because cleaning destroys natural surface and reduces value instantly. If you believe you have an error coin or unusual strike, it is always best to get it graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC before selling. Another important tip is to learn the difference between damage and true mint errors. Many brown or discolored coins are simply environmental damage caused by moisture, chemicals, or soil exposure. These usually do not increase value. Real value comes from mint mistakes, not post-mint damage. The 1987 D Roosevelt dime is a fascinating example of modern US coinage. While most of them are common and worth only face value, certain examples with unusual condition or rare mint errors can attract collector interest. Even a simple-looking brown or worn dime can become part of a collection story if it shows something unique. The real lesson is that value in coin collecting. Next up, we are talking about one of the most underestimated coins in American numismatics, the United States Roosevelt 1 dime from 1977 without mint mark, a coin that is creating serious attention in today's collector market due to its surprising demand, rare conditions, and increasing value in certain grades. This is not just another dime. This is a small piece of history that many people overlook, yet collectors are constantly searching for high-quality examples, especially those that survived circulation in better condition. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death, recognizing his leadership and his connection to the March of Dimes campaign against polio. By 1977, the coin had already become one of the most widely circulated small silver-style coins in the United States, although its composition had changed to copper-nickel clad after 1964. In 1977, millions of these dimes were struck, including the Philadelphia issue which carries no mint mark, making it appear plain at first glance, but that absence of a mint mark is completely normal for Philadelphia coins of that era. Now let's talk about the coin itself and its design features. On the front side, also known as the obverse, you can see the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. The words, "Liberty," appear beside his face while, "In God We Trust," is inscribed below. The date 1977 is placed clearly on the right side, along with the designer's initials JS, which belonged to John R. Cynic. On the reverse side, the design features a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch symbolizing strength. The inscriptions United States of America and 1 dime with the motto, E pluribus unum, placed near the center complete the design, making it one of the most recognizable small coins in circulation. This coin has very specific technical details. It measures about 17.9 millimeters in diameter and weighs 2.27 grams. It has a reeded edge with fine vertical lines, originally designed to prevent clipping and counterfeiting. The material used is a copper-nickel clad composition, meaning it is made of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded around a pure copper core. This replaced the earlier silver composition used before 1965. Now coming to the most important question, why is the 1977 Roosevelt dime without mint mark considered interesting or even valuable in some cases? First, it is important to understand that Philadelphia minted coins from this era naturally do not carry a mint mark. So a missing mint mark is not automatically an error. However, what creates value is not the absence of the mint mark, but the condition, strike quality, and rare full detail examples known as full bands on the torch on the reverse side. Coins with sharp, fully separated bands are significantly more desirable among collectors. The rarity of this coin depends heavily on condition. In circulated condition, meaning the coin has been used in everyday transactions, Most examples are extremely common and still only worth face value. Millions were produced, so worn coins are not rare at all. However, when you move into higher uncirculated grades, especially those with strong strike quality, the situation changes. Sharp, well-preserved examples become much harder to find. Collector demand plays a major role in this coin's market behavior. While casual collectors may ignore it, serious numismatists actively search for high-grade specimens and rare varieties. The Roosevelt dime series as a whole has a strong collector base because of its long history and the challenge of finding perfectly struck coins, especially from the 1970s period when strike quality was sometimes inconsistent. Now let's talk about current market value in today's dollars. In normal circulated condition, a 1977 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime without mint mark is typically worth only 10 cents. In uncirculated condition, values can range from about $1 to $75,000 depending on quality. However, in exceptional high-grade examples with full bands designation, values can increase significantly, sometimes reaching over $100,000 or more, and in rare certified top-grade cases, even higher in auction situations. It is very important to understand that the real money is not in average pocket change coins, but in top-quality certified specimens and rare mint errors. Many coins people think are valuable turn out to be normal circulated pieces, so proper evaluation is essential before assuming high value. The biggest tip is simple but powerful: never clean your coins. Cleaning destroys natural surfaces and reduces value instantly. Always store coins in protective holders and handle them carefully by the edges. If you believe you have a better quality specimen, getting it graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can make a huge difference in determining true market value. The 1977 Roosevelt dime without mint mark may look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but its true story lies in its condition, strike quality, and collector demand. While most examples remain common and inexpensive, carefully preserved high-grade coins and rare varieties can attract serious attention in the numismatic market. It serves as a powerful reminder that even the smallest coin in your pocket might hold hidden historical and collectible significance. Next up, we are going to talk about a coin that often gets misunderstood in the coin collecting world: the United States Roosevelt 1 dime coin from 1990 with the D mint mark. Many people come across this coin in everyday change, sometimes in dark, dirty, or heavily circulated condition, and they immediately assume it might be rare or extremely valuable. This coin is much more interesting when you understand its history, design, and true collector value. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946, introduced shortly after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was honored on the dime because of his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as his connection to the March of Dimes campaign. The 1990 Roosevelt dime continues this long-running series and was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it carries the D mint mark. By 1990, these coins were mass-produced in large numbers for everyday circulation across the United States, making them a very common part of pocket change rather than a rare collectible issue. On the front side of the coin, you will see the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. Around his profile are the words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," along with the year 1990 and the mint mark, D, placed near the date. This design has remained consistent for decades and is one of the most recognizable designs in U.S. coinage. On the reverse side of the coin, you will find a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, with an olive branch on the left representing peace and an oak branch on the right representing strength. The words, "United States of America" and "1 dime" surround the design, clearly identifying its denomination and origin. In terms of features, the 1990 D Roosevelt dime is made from a copper core with an outer layer of copper-nickel alloy. This composition gives it a silver-like appearance, but it contains no actual silver. The coin has a standard weight of 2.27 grams and a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. Because of its clad composition, it does not carry intrinsic precious metal value like earlier silver dimes minted before 1965. Its design is simple, practical, and built for mass circulation rather than rarity. When we talk about rarity, the 1990 D dime is actually considered a very common coin. Millions were produced at the Denver Mint, and most examples still exist today in circulation or in coin jars across households. Even when found in black, dirty, or heavily worn condition, this does not increase its rarity or value. In fact, such condition usually reduces its collector appeal unless the coin has a rare mint error, which is not typical for this date. Condition plays a very important role in coin collecting. A heavily circulated 1990D dime with dark toning, dirt buildup, or ware is generally worth only its face value of 10 cents. Even in better uncirculated condition, it might only reach a small premium, often between 50 cents to a few dollars depending on grade. Only coins in top mint state condition graded by professional services can sometimes reach slightly higher collector prices, but still nothing extraordinary compared to truly rare US coins. Collector demand for the 1990D Roosevelt dime is steady but not highly competitive. It is collected mainly as part of complete Roosevelt dime sets rather than as a standalone valuable coin. Serious collectors focus more on silver issues from earlier years or rare era coins rather than common modern circulation strikes like this one. That is why most dealers and collectors do not pay high premiums for standard 1990D examples. In today's real market value, a regular circulated 1990D Roosevelt dime is still worth face value, which is 10 cents in US currency. Even in uncirculated condition, values usually remain under $60,000 unless the coin has a verified mint error such as doubling, off-center strike, or missing clad layer. Claims of extremely high values for this coin in dirty or worn condition are not accurate in the professional numismatic market. The best tip is to focus on education and careful examination rather than hype. Always check for mint errors, sharp details, and professional grading before assuming a coin is valuable. Store coins properly in holders to prevent damage and avoid cleaning them, as cleaning can reduce value significantly. Building a collection based on knowledge of real rarity will always be more rewarding than chasing misleading claims. The 1990D Roosevelt dime is an important part of modern US coinage history, but it is not a rare or highly valuable coin in standard condition. Its true value lies in its historical significance, and its place in the long-running Roosevelt series rather than in monetary worth. For collectors and enthusiasts, understanding the difference between common circulation coins and genuinely rare varieties is the key to success in coin collecting. Next up, the legendary 1986 Roosevelt 1 dime with a P mint mark might look like a simple everyday coin, but in the world of coin collecting it can become surprisingly interesting, especially when it is found in circulated condition and still carries collector attention. Let's explore its story in a detailed, engaging way. The United States Roosevelt dime series began in 1946 in honor of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, recognizing his leadership and connection to the March of Dimes Foundation. By 1986, this coin had already become one of the most widely used coins in American circulation, produced in massive quantities at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with a P. The 1986 issue represents a modern-era circulation coin, but even coins like this can gain attention depending on condition and collector demand. On the front side of the coin, known as the obverse, you see the strong portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. Around his image are the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year 1986, along with the small P mint mark near the date. On the reverse side, you find the iconic torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. Around it are the inscriptions, "United States of America," and "1 dime," designed by John R. Sinek, the original engraver of the series. This coin is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, specifically about 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. It weighs approximately 2.27 grams and has a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. While it contains no precious metal like silver, its historical and numismatic significance still makes it part of a highly collected series. In terms of rarity, the 1986 P dime is not considered rare in general circulation because over 682 million were minted. However, rarity changes when condition is considered. Most circulated examples are extremely common, but higher-grade uncirculated or sharply struck coins can become more desirable to collectors. Special strike qualities such as full bands, where the torch lines are fully separated, can also significantly increase value. When it comes to condition, circulated examples usually show wear from daily use, smooth surfaces, faded details, and light scratches. These coins typically remain close to face value, but even circulated coins are still collected in bulk by beginners or set builders who want a complete Roosevelt dime collection. Collector demand for Roosevelt dimes remains steady because the series is long-running and easy to collect, yet still offers hidden gems in high grades and rare varieties. Many collectors specifically look for well-preserved examples from common years like 1986, hoping to find coins with exceptional strike quality or natural luster that survived circulation lightly. The current market value of a 1986 P. Roosevelt dime in circulated condition is generally very modest. Most examples trade around face value, roughly 10 cents to a few cents more. In slightly better circulated condition or lightly worn examples, values may reach around $75,000 depending on eye appeal. Only in rare mint state conditions with special features can it rise into the $80,000 range, with top-grade specimens reaching much higher in auction situations. The best advice is to focus on quality rather than just date. Even common coins like the 1986 dime can become more valuable if they are well preserved, properly stored, and carefully examined under good lighting. Looking for strong details on Roosevelt's face or fully separated torch bands can make a big difference in long-term value potential.